get set. Where them haters, where them hoes, where them throws, you know what I'm saying? Cecil.
1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Robert Kiyosaki has a couple of videos that I've watched of his where he talks about the cone of learning. The cone of learning basically says that if you invert a pyramid like this, the lecture format that we typically do in a classroom, which is down here, is the worst way to learn, and up here, where you learn by games and simulation, is the best way to learn. So I'm going to put a clip that I should be able to use by fair use of exactly what he's talking about here.
This diagram, called the cone of learning, provides some interesting clues. The cone of learning was created by an educational researcher named Mr. Dale in 1969. And what he found is that the worst way to learn is by reading or listening to lecture. And the best way to learn is at the top, which is simulations or games and then doing the real thing. The interesting thing is my poor dad, who was good at school, thought that reading and lecture was the best way to learn. My rich dad taught me to be a rich man at the top of a cone. He taught me using the game of Monopoly. 4 greenhouses, 1 red hotel. 4 greenhouses, 1 red hotel. And then we went out and did the real thing. So one of the ways, if you want to learn without much risk, is by simulations, play games. The reason my wife and I created the cash flow game was so that you could play and learn physically, mentally, emotionally, but make a lot of mistakes with playing money.
All right, so with the cone of learning and the martial arts, what do you think dovetails with games? Sparring. We cannot go out and do the real thing of getting into actual fights with people, because if we do that, we're going to jail. That would be a crime. We can do the actual real thing of sparring and competition if that's what you're doing, if you're going to be a sports oriented. So if you're not going to be sports oriented, what can you do that's close to the real thing? Well, first of all, I mentioned sparring, even though sparring is more for competition, not really for self-defense. What I keep telling people over and over again is good for self-defense are your one-step sparrings. Kia! The person yells, Kia! You come after them. Kia! As robotic, as contrived, as cooperative as it is simulated learning, because you are learning how to handle a single attack with the lowest amount of risk. If you think you should take full contact all the time in order to learn how to defend yourself, you're going to make your body weaker. You're going to make your body more unhealthy, and you're going to end up with dementia before you're 45. So no, getting beat upside the head full contact all the time is not true simulated learning. Your one-step sparring, things of that nature are from the striking side of the game. Both grappling and striking does have other sparring. You have sparring standing up with grappling, sparring on the ground with grappling, sparring standing up with striking. You do actually have sparring on the ground with striking too, but I think that's something that's really taught because it can be more dangerous. But what else is really, really good for simulated learning? And this is where a lot of people are probably going to click out the video right now because you just don't believe it. You just can't see it because you don't know. Is with forms. Forms are actually the best way of simulated learning because you can practice moves that could actually kill people without having to actually kill someone. Yes, you practice them on the air because you're not going to practice them on a person and maim or kill them. What I think is funny, right? You want to think I'm comparing apples and oranges, but I'm not. We shoot paper targets. Cops train with simunition. You would think I was a fool if I said in order to be able to shoot somebody in a real conflict, you have to murder someone every week in class. But yet, a lot of people in the martial arts want to go at each other with full contact. Like that's truly the best way to learn. No, that's not the best way to learn because there's too much risk. There's too much risk involved to your health, to your financial health, because you have to spend a lot of time paying to get out of jail. Or if you go to jail, you lose the opportunity to make money. Not to mention your physical health, your mental health, and your spiritual health. But forms are actually a very good way of simulated learning. Not only that, you can practice forms by yourself. Once you start finding what the moves up mean, either your teacher tells you or you discover them for yourself, your forms will expand. Your forms will explode. I've said in other videos, if you feel like, oh, my teacher's not giving me the martial arts secrets and there are other things or whatever, let me say this too. If you're just stuck doing forms and just going through the motions of the forms and your teacher's not going over applications with it, there are two reasons. One, your teacher may not know the application to him or herself. Or two, you still don't know the form well enough that he or she feels comfortable showing you an application because you're not going to know how to do it anyway. How are you going to know how to apply something that you can't remember how to do in the first place with no pressure on you? If you can't remember to go like this, just when someone's staring at you, not even trying to hit you in the face, what do you think the odds are that you're going to go like this when somebody's trying to hit you? I think they're probably slim to none. The movements are exaggerated in forms because this is simulated learning, okay? Because we want to really ingrain and exaggerate the motions under simulated pressure so that you can do the actual real motions when you're under real pressure. So check out Robert Kiyosaki's videos. You can just go on YouTube and type in the cone of learning, and you'll get some really good stuff from Robert Kiyosaki. But when I was watching that was something that definitely reminded me of the martial arts. So I thought I would share that with you here. So thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this with people like to talk about the martial arts. And you can read more about the cone of learning on your own. Go Google it and see how your martial arts training fits into that. Now, one more thing, too. This might seem like a little dig, and I apologize in advance. But I do think some people are so far gone that they don't like any lecture at all. And this could just be due to their learning style. But taking the time to explain something to you for like a minute or 5, please don't be to the point where that's unbearable for you. If it is, just try to pay attention. Because sometimes I like to explain something to a student and then show it. If you would just pause, breathe, just take the time for me to explain it to you. It'll help you get a hold of it better, okay? I know you want to get in there and fight and spar, and that's good, okay? That's good because that's also simulated learning. But one thing is, if you don't learn a lot of techniques, when you're not under pressure, when you're under pressure, you're going to have a very narrow repertoire. Now, narrow repertoire is very good if we're talking about competition. It's great because you want a few really strong techniques. You want your couple of favorite punches, couple of favorite kicks, you know. And for judo, I would say you want a forward throw, a backwards throw, something going side to side, some kind of transitional move, and just like maybe 3 things you like to do on the ground that you go to that are your staple. Okay, that's fine for competition. But in real life, you don't know how you might be attacked, so you need to learn all of it if you're going for real life. And also for real life, you need to learn all of it in case you get picked to be the sensei one day and you have to pass on the way. So thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this with people like to talk about the martial arts. Check out the idea of the cone of learning. Shout out to Robert Kiyosaki, who I have no affiliation with. I am just someone who has read some of his products. And peace.